Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Crispy's Collections. Today, we have a newer game, which is why I figured I would come in here and just let y'all know. We are doing both retro content and new content as seen with Buzz's videos and my own. We will be doing a little bit of modern gaming. Particularly, I like to focus on indie games, so that's kind of where I'm at, a lot of platforming indie titles. So this one is Moonlighter, which in my opinion is a very simple, very short game, but it feels like something that brings a new thing to the table, which is the merchandising mechanic, which we will go into. And it is a game that is beautifully composed, gives you a very nice, positive, uplifting vibe, and we're going to get into that. So thanks to everybody for watching our videos, and let's get right into it. Oh!
This is Moonlighter, 2018 game developed by Digital Sun, and a awesome indie title with a beautiful town called the Village of Rynoka, and you are a little man who owns a little shop. And this is the general vibe of the game. You just go in, sell little items from the dungeons that you go through, so there's a little bit of dungeon crawling as the actual action gameplay. But the main gameplay is actually more exciting to adjust your prices and talk to people in the village and the neighborhood. And look, it's old Gertrude's coming in here for her daily pickings of bricks that are 10 pounds over her weight, but it's okay. That's totally fine. We can help her out. We got some nice people. There's George coming in. Mr. George has always been a valued customer to us here. And an ensemble of extra characters that help you out. We have the Enchantress and the Foreman, who is a very important character that upgrades all of your items as you continue to go through the game. As well as that, you have some upgrades to the town, so you can go through and do quite a bit actually. So you can add more merchants, you can add upgrades to your shop here, making it huge, a bed to increase your health, or the banker, which you can invest in your funds here. Sir Edward, yes, yes, I do not want to take your money now because you are too poor. Yeah, he's a dick, but anyway, there's some nice people. There's Xenon, who's basically your father. He's always telling you to, back off and not be dangerous and blah blah blah, all those things that your parents say. But yeah, the story of this game is very strange. You can see there's the 4 dungeons that you can go into, and apparently there are interdimensional portals, which is very interesting. So you're able to go to all these different areas that are just completely different than the last one. And although there's only 4 dungeons in the whole game, they tend to be ones that you go through quite often. And by that I mean there's a lot of repetition in preparing for your journey. You have to have a lot of potions prepared. You need to know going in that you need a certain amount of items that are ready to fight certain enemies. Elemental damage, of course. There's the forest dungeon here, which you wouldn't think is that difficult, but sometimes these little critters can get to you. And here's the main gameplay. So you end up collecting a lot of things for your shop, as we said, and you go through these chests, and you have a little bit of an inventory on the left there that is not super filling. You can't really increase the amount of inventory that you can carry, so you just have that backpack on you. So while you're fighting these enemies, you need to be aware of the items that you need to carry around. If not, you're either getting items that you need to upgrade other weapons and shields and potions, or you're just getting items that are dropped from enemies that are very expensive in the shop, which is huge. So you can go about it in a couple of ways. You can either go with a short run and not make it to the boss and just get the most expensive items that you possibly can. This is a good way to stock up on a ton of money and then upgrade all your gear. You'll have to do this quite a few times to get to the point where you're comfortable that you can just go through and, you know, knock out dudes in a couple hits here. There are some more difficult enemies that come out that you need to be aware of, but as your weapon increases, right here, I have the fire weapon, it does a lot more damage and you're able to actually break through a little bit. But here's the third level, the desert world, and you know, people that you fight end up getting to be quite challenging, so you have to be very careful. You end up losing your lives pretty quickly, you start running out of shields, and what happens is you just get so greedy to the point where you want to keep getting items, right? You want everything that you have. In this area, there's some items that block out other regions, so you have to do a little puzzling to break it through a little bit, and you gotta love the variety, right? Down here we have a little bit of a, you know, a battle for as many people as possible to attack you from, which sometimes you get hit a lot and you didn't realize it. The issue with this game is that you have to get to the end of the level to heal, and once you get to the boss, you gotta be 100% ready. So here we're going into the first boss battle, and I only have 3 heals, but they are the medium heals, so I figured, you know what, I got no shields, but I got a lot of heals, we should be able to do this. So let's see how this kind of looks. Considering I have an upgraded spear, it's a little bit more doable. And this is about the 3rd time that I'd come after this boss, and that's kind of how it is in this game. You're able to go through about several rounds of each dungeon. So by the later ones, you know what's coming, right? And you're well prepared. The only thing that's sketchy is when you think that you have it and you get overzealous and you basically just carry way too many items and you can actually lose all of them, which is absolutely devastating. I would say that it's very similar to the feeling in Dark Souls when you know, lose your souls and you can't return them to get them and you die again, so you just lose, you know, 100,000 souls or something. That is what it feels like when you lose. But there's other times where, you know, all that hard work paid off, and it all goes down to the shop. Like, when you are able to upgrade all your items, you go straight for the boss, and you just take him out, and it feels great to do that. Also, when you beat the boss, you get a ton of great items that sell for a ton of money. In this situation, though, there are spots that you can get really stuck and die out of nowhere. And as you can see, I lost every item that I had. That is just devastating because you not only lose the boss battle, but you lose all of the money that you got. So basically, you have to just start over again. And there's spots in this game where you feel completely stuck. Here is the Mimic, the typical like treasure chest that comes out and starts killing you. I don't know why, but this guy is the hardest enemy in the game. You can see on the bottom corner there I was trying to escape. So if you press circle for about 5 seconds, you're able to teleport out. And you want to use this if you're in a bad situation, so you can save all your items, right? But sometimes you just get in a situation where somebody's fighting you with all the shit that they possibly have, and it gets really difficult. You get lucky if you can get out of there. But some of the other bosses, though, oof, man, they get just difficult, period. The dodging mechanic is okay here, but it does get kind of repetitive, so there's not much that you can really do. And sometimes this green slime monster comes out, like Slimer from freaking Ghostbusters, and you just get totally cornered. This guy comes out if you take too much time on your game. So basically, if you're taking too much time in the dungeon, you're not supposed to be there very often. That guy's going to come out and just corner your ass. And there it goes again, losing everything. Luckily, there's a solution, though. Once you get to the certain point in the game, you're able to actually put down this teleportation portal. So I put it down right before the boss. This is a very good tactic because you basically come in with full heals and everything that you need to be able to fight the bosses, and you know what you're able to do. Also, you can just go back to town and save every item that you possibly need. Luckily, the major bosses are not the same as the mini bosses, so that's good. They have a theme around them, but they're not exactly the same. For example, this mini boss in the tech zone, he's got some electrical moves that do a lot of damage over time, which is kind of annoying. But there's the main boss here, which is actually the Guardian, and he was actually super easy. Apparently, you can just fire arrows from a distance, and you're totally good. It surprises you how well you do when you're prepared. I mean, I had like 50 million gold at that point. Here is a morning after the great fight, and I'd like to share with you all a very peaceful soundtrack, because that's what this game excels in, is the soundtrack. More entertaining than that is a beautiful soundtrack at 2.5 times speed. I'd like to welcome you to a day in the life of a simple merchant. Enjoy. Damn, this guy is for sure getting his steps in for today. I love how my assistant, like, just doesn't do shit, really, and I have to do everything. It's like, what do I pay you for? Like, damn. But what I really like about this game is actually that transition from day to night, which I hope you can see through the fast-paced music here, the hippity-hoppity. It's just funny that the music, like, sounds, like, even better, almost, as a upbeat, you know, Gandalf-y, Lord of the Rings kind of super high-pitched sound. I just really love it. But yeah, there's a lot of adjustments to be made with the pricing. It's really hard to like keep up with it, to be honest, because you have to determine it based on what people like. So people will give you that smiley face, and if that's a good price, you keep it at that price, and if it's a bad face, you have to adjust it, or else they just won't buy your shit. But according to the ledger, I had a pretty good day. It's a lot from the original days where you only had 4 things to sell at a time and a couple people came through. You know, the shop does tend to grow and get bigger. You get thieves that come after you after a while. But you can see the progression here as the game goes on. The shop gets bigger. People get more pissed off with your prices. It's just something that is a constant adjustment that has to be made, and it really makes you feel like you're running a shop. It has the whole market is there. You're always adjusting prices. The economy is left and right. You can just make up stories about people who come in, like this ninja guy. Like, obviously he's up to no good. I'm watching him in case he's gonna steal something. And then there's other times where you just make a mistake and you charge the wrong price, but that's part of the deal. Anyway, part of the end game, you're able to actually take out the end game boss, who is some kind of alien dude, and here's some spoilers for it because it's a really short end game boss, and there is DLC for the game, but this was really nothing to me. After going through a couple months worth of the shop and getting all of that money together and upgrading every single item all the way and enchanting all my stuff. I got to this guy and I wasn't even taking a single hit. I was super surprised. But here it is anyway. Again, a pretty pumped up, incredible soundtrack. And that's Moonlighter right there. Honestly, a surprise that it was so short, but that is a welcome thing these days. So I gotta give this game a crispy rating. With how addictive the merchant mechanic is, the wonderful music that gets you set in a vibe, and a colorful village full of characters, Moonlighter puts a smile on your face.
Hey, I know what you're saying, but the platforming could have been so much better. Oh, hey, how you doing? Didn't see you guys there. Mr. Crispy here. Just want to take a quick second to go over the ranking system in our videos. Now we got crisp, of course, which is perfect texture. That's what we're looking for. Right? Now we got fried, which is very good, delicious, and it makes you want to come back for more. Not absolutely perfect, though. We have broiled, which is kind of weird, right? A little bit of weird taste to it. It's good, though. Very good. And then we have charred, which is dark and rough around the edges. And there's something, it could have been better. A little more effort could have been put into it. And then we have burnt, of course, which is just pure unedible. Now, we wanted to give a quick guideline to this because we know that our gaming appetites are all over the place these days, especially with retro games. We love to break it down for you, and it's a lot of fun for us to do so. We'd love to show you a little bit more videos, so stay tuned to our channel. Please like and subscribe. We'll hit you guys with some more videos, retro reviews, movies, shenanigans with Buzz and I. We're really excited to share some more content with you guys. As always, thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And don't forget, in the meantime, keep it crispy. Right?